guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Shaylin Ari'el if you're new here. And before we get into this video, I want to go ahead and apologize in advance about my voice. I'm a little under the weather right now, so just bear with me. So I wanted to do a video on something that I decided to do for myself for the month of March, and that is to start a 31-day self-love challenge. I'm so excited about this challenge. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a little while now because my mind has been drifting. I'm not even playing, guys. It's been drifting, and I've been focusing more on things that it's just not important. I've been overthinking a lot over the last couple of weeks, and now that I'm in a time where I can finally sit down and just kind of collect my thoughts. If you guys don't know, I have been moving over the last couple of weeks, but I'm finally done and in and settled. So I'm ready to focus on something else. And I find that whenever my mind does start to drift and I start to focus too much on things that are just not important, I need to kind of find something else to focus on. And for me, that means to create some type of a challenge. Before, in the past, I've made these types of challenges for myself. They've always been personal. They've never lasted quite 31 days before. I've never done it this long before. I usually do maybe about a week or two, 14 days, something like that. And I'll just challenge myself to maybe either do a walk outside every single day, or make sure that I'm making my bed every single day, or drinking more water every single day. I'll do something like that to just kind of make sure that I stay focused on things that are more important, and it just brings everything back to self. I am a person that tends to get over things rather quickly. Like if something happens in my life, or if I'm going through some type of a struggle, it may seem like, oh, nothing ever bothers her, or she's just nonchalant about a lot of things, but that's really not true. I really take the time that I need to get over different things that go on in my life, but I do it in my own way. And giving myself little challenges like these, and like the ones that I'm about to talk about, is exactly how I do it. I find that creating something that my mind can focus on rather than the thing at hand, almost like a distraction, but a healthy distraction, is something that has worked for me greatly in the past. So creating these little challenges for myself has been kind of like a personal thing for me. I haven't really shared it with anyone else. They don't really know exactly what I do. It just seems like I get over things really quickly, or things never bother me from the beginning, but that's really not true. I know that if somebody makes me mad, or if I go through something and I'm really upset about a situation, although it may not seem like it, it bothers me in the inside, and I tend to overthink about it a lot. And I don't like that feeling. I don't like how it feels to constantly be overthinking about a situation, especially if it's something that I can't handle. So I find that creating little challenges to get my mind off of those things has really worked for me and has helped me. I even had to really sit down and turn a negative into a positive here recently, because I used to think that how I dealt with problems and how nonchalant that I came off just was so negative in the eyes of everyone else. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, this is not a negative thing. I know what I do to get over things. I know that I have a heart. So why am I allowing the negative comments and the opinions of others to make me feel like I don't? So rather than to defend myself or allow others to continue to believe that I just don't care for whatever reason, I decided to just break down exactly what I do and turn this whole thing into a positive thing. I'm no longer allowing myself to think that there is something wrong, and that maybe I just have no emotions, or I move on too quickly, or I just don't care. I'm not allowing myself to continue with that narrative, because I know that it's just simply not true. And you never know, sometimes people say, oh, that's just the masculinity in you, you don't let things bother you, so that's a great thing. Or that's just the Libra in you. You know how you guys are when it comes to dealing with things and getting over it really fast. I've just always allowed the narrative to be so negative around how I get over things, and it's made me feel bad in the past, because it really has genuinely made me feel like, okay, maybe I don't have a heart. Maybe I don't feel as much as everyone else feels. And so therefore, I just don't really talk about how I get over things because I always looked at it as a bad thing. But now I'm ready to change that because as I was sitting here reflecting and wanting to create this video, I'm like, this is something that is so positive because I know that there are people out there that want to know how to feel unbothered by the things that they go through. I know that there are people out there that want to get over things quickly. They don't want things to drag on, things that bother them. And I feel like since I have the gift, and I'm calling it a gift now, I have a gift to be able to get over things rather quickly. Why not share that with the world? Why not turn this negative into a positive and show people exactly what I do to get over things? There are benefits to isolation, and it can be a huge help in healing and getting over things rather quickly if you make sure that you've done it correctly. And there's a quote that I read on Instagram under a picture that I liked that said, "Isolation can allow you to tap into the deepest part of your human existence. Once you get there, then you have to decide how you will use that wisdom. Interacting with others is necessary for business and to survive, but isolation can be hugely rewarded if done right." I totally agree with this statement because isolation is definitely something that has helped me in the past. If it wasn't for isolation in some form, I wouldn't have been able to work on all of those little mini challenges that I set out for myself because I would have had a lot of distractions around me. You have to be isolated in some kind of way, but you have to do it correctly. Taking advantage of the time that you do have when you're alone and what you're filling your mind up with, and then also making sure that you have balance. So the very first thing that I did to create this challenge for myself for the month of March is to write down 31 self-love things that I wanted to do for that month. It wasn't in any specific order, just 31 things that I wanted to do or improve on for the month of March. My list included to read one book per month, journal every day, walk or move at least 4 times a week, schedule a self-love event, whether that be a massage or some type of exercise routine or something like that outside of my home, making my bed, cleaning every day, drinking more water, healthy eating, calling a family member. Believe it or not, I am very bad at calling my friends and my family because I don't like talking on the phone. But that is one of the things that I did put on my list. Having a social media break, practicing deep breathing, stretching day, learn a new recipe, spa-like shower, which I'm really excited to do, give myself a break and do absolutely nothing, plan better savings for my savings account and money management, watch a movie that I loved as a child, do a facial. Those are just some of the things that I decided to write down for my 31 days. No specific order, just some things that I really, really, really want to do. The whole purpose of this challenge is to show up for yourself, create a self-love like never before. I'm a strong believer in going through the things that you need to go through, take your time, do what you need to do, get yourself together so that you can show up for your friends and your family and your relationships outside of yourself. Like, if you don't pour into yourself, how in the world are you going to be able to show up for other people? And for me, isolation and pouring into myself and working on myself during these little mini isolation periods, these little challenges that I create for myself, is the number one way that I get over things quickly. I will create these little challenges. Again, I never did it for 31 days, but for a week or two to just really hone in and drill down and see what I need to work on. And then by the time that I'm done with that challenge at the end of that week or at the end of that second week, I am over whatever it was that originally put me there. If something made me really, really upset, I'm like, nope, I'm going to focus on my challenge. I'm not going to give this any more thought. I'm not going to give this any more attention. And I'm going to work on myself. So by the time that this is over and my challenge is done, that thing that was so big in my mind before, it just seems so small and so minute. And now I'm able to come out of it and tell other people what I did to get over it. The art of being unbothered is not something that is going to come to you overnight. Trust me, this is something that has been years in the making for me. I do feel like a little bit of it is my personality for sure, but for the most part, everybody goes through things. I go through things, we all go through things, and we all have a certain way that we deal with it, and this is just how I'd like to deal with my things. And it has taken practice over the years. Like, it has not come overnight for me. So anytime something happens, I'll create a little something in my mind to focus on and get over it. Like, I'll allow myself to cry, or I'll allow myself to yell or scream or whatever it is that I need to do to get myself out of that funk. I'll do that. But after that, I immediately go right back into working on myself, because I find that that is what helps in the long run. That's what helps me to get my gears going and to get moving again. I also know that too, whenever something else is going to come up in the future, it's going to help. And I know that I'm going to be able to go back and do the same practices that I did before to help me get over it. Watching this video and tuning in. I know it was quick, but I really just wanted to give a really quick rundown of what I'm going to be doing for the month of March and my self-love journey. So hopefully you guys can join me, but if not, that's okay too. I'm already going to be on the journey, so why not do it together? I am definitely going to be checking here on YouTube during my weekly vlogs, but then I'll also be checking in over on Instagram too. So if you're not following me there, make sure you go follow me at Ari'el, because I will most likely be posting in my stories, just like little updates as the weeks go by in the month of March. And yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you